Gonna change the
world.
We're doing that again, where we're pretending to sing and then
Gonna change the
I
world.
think it's just a new thing. I think it's just our new
With
thing.
my
Hockey stick.
I thought the song
Gonna
started right away.
make a
Real difference. Ha, ha.
Feed the
Poor and heal the sick. There we go. We're adding our own. Ba, ba, ba. Good times
Welcome
never.
to the podcast today.
There
Today
we
we
go.
got a fun episode.
Oh, this one's great.
Chippy went to the Stadium Series,
You
which we want to
sure
talk
did.
about.
Big leagues bound?
I mean, Chippy was the Stadium Series, if you ask me.
Ooh.
I watched more of Chippy's content than the actual Stadium.
I
haven't even known about
acting
it.
skills were just there.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got trade deadline talk. Leafs got a few new players.
Cup
Yep.
bound.
Whew.
Cup
Calling it
bound.
now, eh?
I saw Ryan O'Reilly live.
Where were your seats? Where were you sitting?
Wow.
I was third row in the 300s, but I bought tickets an hour before the game, so I was happy to just get them at all.
Where'd you get them?
I think
Some scalpers?
Ticketmaster.
Ticketmaster?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
No, you don't go to the scalper. They could. I mean, they're supposedly transfer right to your phone now, but you never know.
Yeah, you never know. You never know with scalps.
Yeah.
And some updates here. The weather seems to be turning around. It looks like I will be making a skating trail.
There's gonna be, yeah.
We're going to try it. You want to come and help out? By the way,
Put you to work.
The help out doesn't sound too fun.
No,
but
you gotta.
yeah, like if you and,
I'll do it.
if you and Haden come tomorrow, I'll sit in the sauna and watch.
Yeah, beautiful.
That'd be great.
Beautiful. I'd love,
I'd
to do
love
that.
that.
I love the
Okay.
cold
When we're
weather.
done, you can slide down on your bathing suit.
I
Yeah.
love the cold weather.
Well, I've got this vision for like a sick trail. Like I always love to show like the perfect Canadian
I see
backyard.
things.
Right? Yeah. So like last year I did this skating trail down to the tent where Haden lives, deliver some coffees.
Yeah.
This year I was like, okay, what about a sauna? And you have the skating trail and it leads like right into it. Like you got to hit the kind of hockey stop and then you land in the sun
Oh
and
my
just sit
gosh.
there, right?
You're gonna put ice on the deck of the
I'm
sauna?
thinking about it.
Is
I'm
there
thinking
snow
about
out
it.
there though? Like,
Yeah, I know. We're weather dependent.
No, it snowed a bit today. We should be all
could
right.
you put like a tarp down and then like?
No, it'll just run down. It won't. You need the
Oh,
snow
yeah.
to saturate and freeze,
Oh.
and then you layer on top.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
we got the techniques down.
But like you could take snow on the tarp, put it on the tarp. I don't know.
It's-
In case there's not enough. I don't know.
you basically
Is there
just-
snow out? I guess.
No, then the ice just cracks. Like it needs to be like molded with the ground,
a
basically.
bit of snowfall would definitely help. So look, keep an eye out for that content. I'm thinking Wednesday, Thursday, we'll start building the trail. We basically have a week and then it's going to disappear. Also, the pond hockey tournament we're supposed to play in this weekend coming up got moved. So we got to wait for that content.
Yeah, and it got pushed to my girlfriend's birthday weekend or something. So
Are you still coming?
Whoa, what does that mean?
Are you still
I
coming?
don't even.
I'll still come to whatever I can. Yeah.
I think for like a birthday present, she would love to watch you play pond hockey with the boys.
Yeah, freeze outside on a lake. That sounds
just have the
great.
birthday a week early. Just be like, yo, we're celebrating this weekend.
Just move her birthday. Yeah, she wouldn't
Easy.
mind.
That's
She wouldn't
easy
mind
to
one
deal
bit.
with.
Yeah.
I'm not having this conversation.
We're
That's
problem
super
solvers.
easy to deal with.
Chip and I are problem solvers
Yeah,
and
we
very
celebrate
romantic.
a week early. Sorry.
Yeah.
And then a week after.
Yeah, I'll be taking my romantic advice from you too.
Yes,
Great,
it's
yeah.
well, it's great. These
That's
tips.
I
are-
am married, and
I'm solo, but
Sammy's
on the
never upset
prowl.
with you when you go to hockey.
no, never. She loves it.
I can't even fend these ladies off. I'm solo, but it's hard to fend these
Oh,
ladies
okay.
off. That's what's happening.
It is a
right
lot of work, eh?
now. To fend them. It was like,
Especially when you have. Who's that? Oh, we
We got an live audience.
filmed
now.
live in front of a studio audience.
they just feel this energy and they're just like, whoa, I gotta just like a force field. I gotta hold you back, ladies. It's game over, ladies. I gotta hold you
it's-
back. I gotta hold you back.
When you're getting so many views and you're so handsome, right?
The energy when you can make them laugh. If you make them laugh and giggle, you know what they say.
Anyway, Chippy, how was the Stadium Series?
Oh, it was just a phenomenal experience. It was a dream come true. To be honest, it was.
Yeah?
It was super fun.
Did you have a moment of like on your 17-hour drive where you're like, wow, I made it?
It was like I don't even know. It was like, yeah, me and my dad kind of drove down together, and
It was just for those who don't know. It was in North Carolina.
Yep.
Carolina versus Washington, right?
yeah. We decided to drive. So that I guess on Thursday we were gonna have some like arena access, and it was like 4 p.m. You go, you're gonna get half an hour on the ice. There's gonna be other creators there,
Right.
and then you're gonna get your content. So my dad and I we end up driving on the Wednesday, and it ended up turning in. It was supposed to be a 12-hour drive, and ended up being like 16 hours.
How did that
straight,
happen?
16 hours straight. So my dad and I decide to, I don't know, we have to kill some time. So we start coming up with like stand-up comedy bits. So we start riffing in the car.
Yeah.
We're not even thinking, we're not looking at the GPS at all. And
Just
then next thing
ripping
you
down
know,
the highway,
we missed 2 exits.
Oh man.
And it's like in the Appalachian Mountains, so there's nowhere to turn around. So if you miss an
Oh.
exit, you're driving another 20, 40 minutes like till you can turn around.
Jeez.
Yeah.
So we did a couple of those.
A
then-
couple.
So my dad was driving, and then it turns like you can't see at night. So then it's like it's been 12 hours now. I got to take the wheel, drive another 5,
Right.
and we end up pulling into I think it was the Red Roof Inn.
Oh yeah.
It was $70, $60 a night.
Yeah.
We stay over, and then we wake up, and at this point I'm feeling like holy, just drained. Like wasn't feeling the best.
Mm.
And then so we go
Like a
over.
head cold coming on.
Head
or-
cold. Now I'm like nervous. I gotta do the content. So I'm like, this is the first time I've ever been at an NHL event. Like, this is crazy. So we pull up to the hotel. I'm putting my name in. I'm hoping that the NHL has my name for the hotel. Like, I don't want to show up and be like, oh, your name's not on here.
Yeah,
Like, there's no
right.
room for you, Chippy. So I get to the hotel. We get in there. I go up there, set up the thing, and I start thinking of like content ideas. Like,
And what day was this?
this was Thursday.
And you're also recording Thursday. So you got
Yeah.
there like what time?
I got there. So we woke up. We stayed 20 minutes out of the hotel. Probably got to the hotel at like
Okay.
12 noon. But then I wanted to just like film some content. You know, I'm with the NHL. I want to film some stuff. And
Maximize.
so like I filmed a little video, a little skit like on the way to the stadium series, which I thought was
I
really-
saw that. It was.
I
good.
thought it was funny.
I
And I
like
was,
that you got like a little motion shot of the sign.
yeah, that was gold. I'm
That
like,
was-
that's like, there's the sign, get the sign, get the sign.
Yeah.
So I pull out the phone. I'm like, that's
It
perfect.
was like big league stuff.
yeah, like I
It's
want
the
to.
type of thing that you wouldn't know is there, so you can't plan ahead, but you see it and then you can just use it for
And
something.
I was like, oh,
Yeah.
this is perfect.
That's
for,
like
this video
90%
idea.
of Jeremy's ideas are like, oh, I'm just gonna record this, and then afterwards he's like, oh, I can use this for an idea. Like,
Yeah.
and that's pretty much the gig is you just get footage and make content with it.
Yeah, exactly. And you're going, and I'm going to this event. Obviously, like, the NHL wants to help like promote it, wants help promoting it. So I was like, how can
Yeah.
I help the NHL out and like get people to watch this game?
They're trying to find more fans, try to increase viewership. So obviously they went to Chippy. It's a smart move, I think, on their part.
With the
Yeah.
big dog Chip, they sent Chippy to the big leagues, and it was the first time ever. So it was. I was a little bit nervous. Like there was other creators there. I remember. So I go down in the lobby. I see the hockey guys.
Yeah.
I give them a big, "What's going on, boys?" They're looking at me like, "Who's this crazy guy screaming at me in the lobby?" And because we were gonna meet up at like 4:00, so this was like noon. They're rolling in. They're probably tired from their trip. They're like, "What's
Yeah.
Chippy doing, yelling across the hotel?" Like it was silent. And then I was just with my dad. I'm like, I can't not say anything here. So I'm like, "What's going on, boys?
Right.
You guys ready?"
It's one of those things where like you don't know when is the right moment. Like if you meet eyes and then you're like,
Yeah.
oh, do I walk over to them? Like you extend the hand. Like
Exactly. I wasn't
what's
gonna
the
walk
approach
over.
here?
Like they're kind of walking in. They got to check in still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was more of like, all right, we locked eyes, like we acknowledge each other, and then it was just,
There was a romantic moment.
what's going on? Like just screaming in the hotel, probably out of pocket a little bit. It was funny though. And then I remember my dad. I'm like, holy, I just brought a lot of energy there. And
But that's the thing. We talked about energy,
Yeah.
right? You got to bring that energy
Yes.
and be that guy because then
Yeah.
like they want to match it, right?
that's kind of what I'm known for too. Like so the persona. So I'm like, oh okay, I'm like meeting up with these other creators. Like I want to bring some of that Coach Chippy energy and like.
Yeah.
So that's at 12, and then I'm waiting around, a little bit nervous now. I gotta go like meet the other creators. Like you're meeting new people. You're waiting outside of like, so we had to wait outside the gate, like gate 2 it was, and then the member from the NHL was gonna come out. I won't say his name. He's gonna come out and greet us, let us into the facility, get our wristbands on.
Right.
So you're kind of sitting out. We're waiting out. I see David Ayres there. I start
Oh.
talking to Big Davey. Start talking about when he played against the Leafs there.
Was he there as a creator or what?
He was there as like a creator, like the goalie, kind of like that we were all going to shoot on him.
Oh,
So-
he was going tendy. Nice.
Yeah, so he was going tendy. So I was like, I started
Sick.
getting his ear. I'm like, I'm about to light you up, Davey. And he was a great guy. So had some good conversations. Definitely want to get him on the podcast. He said,
Oh,
he'd
for
come
oh
on.
yeah, there we go.
Some good stories there. So
Nice.
Yeah, and for anyone who doesn't know the story, which you should, but he was emergency backup for the Leafs. Carolina.
I'm gonna mute you. Just kidding.
Carolina needed a backup goalie. Like both their guys got injured, and then the E-bug comes in, and then
shuts us down.
he goes, and the Leafs could not score. The Leafs like just peppered him with shots, and he stopped shot after shot after shot.
If you want to see someone get really mad about it, go watch friend of the show Steve Dangle's video.
Oh yeah,
I've seen that video twice. I watched it twice, and it still suggests it to me like once a week. And I'm like,
So
it's his
funny.
most viewed video because he's like, the Leafs lost to a 32-year-old Zamboni driver.
Yeah.
They made like a movie around it. I think they're making.
No,
they're-
no,
yeah,
they-
they are. They're making a movie around it.
They talked about
Wonderful.
making it. Yeah.
I think they are making
Are
it.
they filming it?
Yeah,
or
I think they are. That's what I heard. or
Yeah,
something.
I heard that they were, but I haven't heard anything since. But
True.
that would be sick. It would be
Yeah, well,
so
it takes
funny.
it takes a couple years to make a movie. It takes 5 years, but
You
so
would
yeah,
know, yeah.
I wouldn't know because I'm a movie star.
It's like 30 seconds to film a TikTok. What's taking
Yeah,
them so long?
those are movies too. Those are short films. Short films.
films.
So yeah, we get led into the rink, and then it was crazy. It was at the NC State football field, and so we go down there. It was just cool seeing everything, like the preparation that goes on. Like they're doing the sound test. The pyro guys are like getting the fireworks set up,
Right.
and it was a trip. Like the stadium, so you go, you look out, the rink's in the middle, the stands are all around, and you got to walk down the stairs, get to like the main field level, and then we had there was like a little bench there. We all
How much room is there between the stands and the hockey rink?
A lot.
quite a bit,
Yeah.
quite a bit, probably like 45 meters, 50 meters.
Right. Did you go up in the stands and see like what the viewing point is like?
Yeah,
Because-
yeah. So we could go up. I went up the stands, and you look over, and
Right.
it would be tough if you were up there at the top level. You probably wouldn't see much.
You
Like,
need to bring like like when the fancy people go watch the horse races and they got like the little
yeah, you got your little binoculars. or your little-
binoculars that you hold up with
Yeah,
the gold
exactly.
medal or whatever you call it. Yeah.
So that-
It's actually a bit of a letdown if you get front row seats to that because you're not front row. You're not right on the glass. The glass is like 50 feet
it's almost,
away
like,
from you.
harder to see if
It's,
you're like.
it's worse. So if you're front row, there's basically 50 feet of field, and then there's boards.
You're right
So
on the ice level, and
you're-
you can't
yeah,
see.
You're just
thing,
watching a hockey rink from 50 feet away.
You're essentially watching the players'
Floating
shoulders,
heads, yeah.
shoulders and heads going around, and you just can't see.
Yeah, you want to be kind of above ice level
Yeah.
for sure.
You got to be up a bit.
Right. Or at least have a view of the Jumbotron. Did they throw up stuff on the Jumbotron?
But the jumbotron, it was like they were like on the side. Like there was nothing like. It was actually like you couldn't really see the screens very well because they were all like in the corners.
Yeah.
Like it's a football field, so like
Yeah.
there wasn't any like jumbotron down the middle or anything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's off to the edge. There was one that I went to. I think it was the World Juniors, and it was in Buffalo. It was snowing so hard, and because these cameras, they use a telephoto lens, which means they're zooming through like a few hundred feet of air.
Yeah.
Well, it's snowing so much that it's basically compounding all that snow
Uh-huh.
onto the frame. So when you're looking at the jumbotron, all you see is like snow.
Yeah,
It's like hard to make the game out, and yeah,
That's
it's
funny.
a bit funny. So it's like if you had those lower like glass level seats, and you're trying to look at the jumbotron, it's like
You
no
can't
matter
see-
what,
yeah, you're
it's
not
like it's
seeing
not great.
anything.
I sat glass level at the Marlies game on
Yeah.
the weekend,
Mm.
and that was cool. It was neat to see.
Yeah,
like
right
Connor
up close.
or Kyle Clifford was on.
Oh yeah.
Oh, hey.
Marlies and Holmberg. I think must have been his first game back down from the Leafs because he's been on the fourth line for like the past
Yeah.
few months,
Mm.
and he looked good like in the Marlies game. And Bobby McMahon got a hat trick.
Nice.
It was like
nasty,
military appreciation night, so there was all these kids and families there. It was like a really great energy. I was telling Jared before the show, it's like you should bring Mason there sometime. It's a great, and it's cheaper than the Leafs.
I've never been to a
Yes.
Marlies game. It's
It's unreal, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's great.
so years back, I took Sammy on a date, and I wanted to be a big dog. I wanted to get front row seats to the Leafs game
yeah.
until they're like $1,000, and then I didn't want to get front row seats
Yeah,
to the Leafs
probably
game.
more now.
You're a little dog then.
Yeah, but I'm like, I could get front row seats to a Marlies game.
She wouldn't
and
know the
You wouldn't
difference.
even know the difference.
She's like, she doesn't
They're
care.
wearing the Leafs jersey, right? All these.
Yeah.
We're front row. We're right on the glass,
Mm-hmm.
and we're at a hockey game, and it's professional hockey. One way or the other is $50.
Yeah, they're playing at 1
Yeah.
p.m. I didn't know the Leafs played at 1 p.m.
Oh wow, whatever. And I was like, they might just call me out here. Who knows, right? So I brought my no, but yeah, $50, front row, right in the glass. I forget who it was. Scored a goal for the Marlies. Skates around, like does the celebration where they jump into the glass and like
Yeah.
body check, and the whole board shake. And I'm like, yeah.
That's
so it's like
sick.
even for me, it's the same experience, very similar experience.
It's funny.
So for a much cheaper, way better value, right?
Yeah.
Still great hockey. It's still like
Great hockey. It was funny though, because we were along the boards, and first thing we sit down and Shannon sees someone get hit into the boards. She's like, "Why are the boards moving so much?"
need
And,
some give.
and
you
I
need
was
some
like,
give,
I
yeah.
was like, "Yeah, don't set your drink on the boards. That'll
Uh-huh.
be spilled really quick." But we were right on the blue line,
Nice.
so it was quite funny actually, because that's where the linesmen go to be in position to call offsides.
yeah.
So every time the
Oh,
linesman would come over, Shannon would be like, "Why is the ref holding his booty in our face?"
that's funny.
Because he how they bend over at the hip during the face
Yeah,
off.
to look for just
Yeah.
get low.
What a
get in.
great seat to grab if you love to chirp the refs. There's some
Yeah,
guys
right
out
through
there.
straight through the screen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's some guys in the men's league, and that's like their whole career. Is
We were
just
right
chirping
next to the
refs.
penalty box too, so it was
Oh,
perfect.
nice. Yeah. If you want to be a pest, a fan pest, that's a great spot.
Yeah,
That's
Make a
super
career out of it.
good time.
That's super.
But yeah, so what kind of back to the Stadium series? I want to know what What would you say your highlight moment in terms of content was? Like what guy was the biggest beauty to see or
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so on the Thursday it was the on ice. We did like some breakaway stuff.
Oh
And
yeah, I saw it was like a swimming pool.
it was so it was super hot. So we got out there. It was the hottest I've ever played hockey outside. Like it was crazy. I didn't know how.
Throw the t-shirt on.
Yeah, I was like, how are they gonna play on this? So we get out there. They had just flooded, and it was so like warm that it was just like a puddle. It was like a pool of ice.
They knew it was just you, not the pros, so they had the chillers at like half. They're trying to save money.
Probably,
you know?
they probably ramped it up, but also
Yeah.
it got a little colder. Like when you showed up, you could have been in shorts and a t-shirt out there. Like it was hot, like super
Right.
hot.
Yeah, they what time did they play at the actual game?
8 p.m.
Yeah,
night-
so it's like
it
it's
was
gonna cool
nighttime.
down.
Yeah, it cooled down a lot. Like,
Yeah.
If you're like noon, it's gonna be a little bit warmer.
yeah.
I mean, it's good for the hands. I know your hands get cold really quickly.
yeah, they do.
So,
got
so you,
little-
you
I got
wouldn't be able you wouldn't be able to record too much if it wasn't warm. So.
Well,
No,
when
exactly.
they're made of stone, they just like retain that coldness, right?
No, then I had my dad out there, and he hasn't skated in like years, and it was like, is he gonna throw the Jets on? I'm like, Dad, you gotta throw the Jets on. Like, get out there. So he's buzzing around. He's trying to film me. He can't even hold the can. Like he's trying to stay up on his feet. So yeah, it was funny. We got some good content out there. But
We need a blooper reel of like when your dad was filming.
Yeah,
just,
we need
just-
who was filming your dad filming you to see
yeah,
that.
yeah, exactly. Like
or even just a compilation of like, so take like whatever 10 minutes that he filmed and
Yeah.
take all the worst moments and be like, that one time I let my dad record, right? And just
exactly,
play like that.
exactly.
Do, 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 do.
Yeah.
So everyone got their content. All the creators. It was cool meeting up with all the different creators, and then
Who was there? Hockey guys?
to everyone. There was some creators
Wasn't everyone?
there.
Like
There was some.
Haden wasn't there, eh?
Yeah, what the
There
heck?
was some creators there. I'm not the biggest name guy. I'm not gonna lie to you. There was a ton there. I don't want to leave anyone out, so I won't even say who was there. I mean,
Alright.
you'll see in the photos, but yeah. So I get there. We all film, and then boom, everyone goes back to the hotel. My dad and I went out for dinner. I went for a big pasta. My dad took my dad out for a steak. He got a nice steak.
Nice.
The hotel we stayed at was dope. There was like it was like a village, and that's where all the NHL teams were staying.
Nice.
Oh,
That's
sweet.
So it was like, yeah, it was high end. Like I was rolling in. I'm like, what is Coach Chippy doing here? Like, what am I doing here? This is hilarious.
Yeah,
So
Right.
the big dog moment.
yeah,
You
the
made
big
it.
dog moment a little bit, and I was like, oh, this is crazy. So take my dad out for a steak.
And like 6 months ago, you're just like,
yeah.
I'm gonna upload a video about the World Juniors.
I'm doing. I don't even 6 months ago. I'm in the car doing like responding to comments of like just doing. I don't even know. It was a crazy. It was pretty surreal. Like it was like how would this
great.
happen?
It's
Like
great.
yeah. So if you just put some work in, you stay consistent, anything can happen. And you put your mind to something. Like yeah. So yeah, Thursday go out for dinner. I eat this big pasta. Like it was delicious, but like it was big. And it was around like 8:30.
Which restaurant?
I forget what it was called. I got absolutely no idea.
You're a big connoisseur of North Carolina restaurants.
Yes.
Okay.
No, but I'm just curious.
But yeah, rally was just unbelievable. The people were so dope. Like it was just it was great. It was a great experience. So the Thursday was phenomenal. And then on Friday, that's when I was like it was the big content day for me. So like I was gonna go to the stadium, the team's practice, and it was Coach Chippy's time to, time to shine. It was
Yeah.
time to show up. We're here to make some content. And
And how are you feeling?
so I had that big pasta the night before. So I'm like, oh, I wake up and I'm like, I was supposed to be there for 3, then I got a text, oh, you got to be there for 1. So
Oh,
I was
yeah,
like,
surprise.
so I wake up and my stomach, like, I'm like, now I'm nervous because now it was told that you're gonna make these videos with these NHL players. There was
Did
still
you know who it was?
didn't know who it was gonna be, so
Right.
it was kind of like. It was up in the air, and so now I'm like, I'm trying to think of skit ideas for different players on the different teams. Like, oh, if we could get this guy, it would
Yeah.
be dope.
Right.
But yeah, it was one of those, but didn't really know. So there's a lot of unknown going into this. Now I'm getting nervous. Now I'm like, all right, like I gotta go out. I gotta go get some I gotta go get a comb. I gotta go get these things for the skits. I gotta
Gotta go to Shoppers or
go to
wherever.
Walmart. So I go to Walmart. I got let me get a little face plaque. Like let me like do a whole bunch of stuff. And then so now we're rolling in. It's like 11th or I had to be there for 1. So yeah, now it's like 1 o'clock. We're rolling in.
Mhm.
I gotta wait outside the arena for them to let me in. You gotta go through like this security gate type thing,
Yeah.
and so you go through the gate, and it's like almost like it's like a movie set. There's all these like trailers parked out. There's the social media trailer. There was like just for everyone,
Camera crew. And,
camera crew, live TV.
Yeah.
So it was like, all right, this is like I feel like I'm like on a set of a movie. Like this is
Yeah.
crazy. So they bring me in, and then they gave me the rundown. We're gonna the players are gonna come out. They're gonna go back in, and then hopefully we can get one of the players to come out and do a video with you.
And this is so outside your element. You're used to just being in
and
your
my
bedroom.
office, bedroom at my house.
You
like,
slept till 11 a.m.
Yeah, like
You had like a 3-hour breakfast.
yeah,
You know, and it's like,
exactly.
I
I'm
think I'll
drinking a
film now.
tea. I'll just so like I go. So now I'm like, all right, this is the NHL. Like I gotta bring the coach Chippy. Like I gotta like so yeah. And now there's like. So we're waiting outside for the players to come out. We're on the kind of the field. We're just kind of waiting. Next thing you know, Brenda Moore just comes walking out.
Oh yeah,
Tipsy.
Rob the
Randy,
bod.
yeah,
How,
Randy.
did you feel like a dwarf next to?
Oh no, so like like it was kind of a distance. So like there was like the field where they all come out of, like kind of like think of like a football.
Like the
They're
tunnel.
coming out of the tunnel.
Yeah.
So like here comes Brindy coming out of the tunnel. My dad's sitting there. He's like, oh, it's Brenda Moore.
Oh yeah.
Rob. So we're like, don't say anything. Like act like you're supposed to be here.
Yeah.
And then so we're like, whatever. Robbie comes out first. He just comes, checks out the rink. He's wearing like shorts, like kind of training shoes, and
Showing those quads off.
showing those legs off. Brindy. So he comes out, rolls back in, and now we're kind of just waiting around. There's Ripkin the dog was like another like
Nice.
like they were doing content with the dog.
Oh yeah, you got some love on their socials. I saw that.
Yeah, so it was cool. Like, kind of was like, yeah, it was me and Ripkin there. It was like we're here to make the content. I was my competitor. My content competitor was Ripkin the dog.
Right.
So it's like okay. So Ripkin, he was gonna do. The players were gonna come shoot pucks at him. And like that was like their kind of spiel. So like
Right.
they're like, okay, like we'll wait till like Ripkin does his thing. And then for like my video, I needed like one of the pylons that they were using.
Yeah.
So like I was like, all right, let me go steal a pylon. I gotta go steal like some mini stick balls. It's like we're kind of like on the fly. We're like, where are we gonna film this?
Mm-hmm.
We're thinking we don't even know what players are coming out yet. So the next thing you know, we're waiting, and then one of the Carolina Hurricanes, I guess the media guy, was like, all right, you're gonna get Svechnikov's
What
gonna
a beaut.
and I'm like, okay, that's super dope because he played for Barrie. He
Right.
was second overall, like sniper.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Big name in the.
Big name.
Yeah.
He's
Big
a
name,
skill
first
guy.
liner, like
Oh,
playing with
yeah.
Aho and like
Yeah.
like, and he had 20 goals the first half of the season, and then he's on a little bit of a dry streak. I didn't know that, so I didn't know he.
Not for long, eh? After you got in this year.
So that's what I saw. Like, but I had no idea. So I'm like he hasn't scored a goal in the last 66 shots in the league. Like he hasn't scored since January 1st.
Oh wow.
So I didn't know that. So like I'm like, I remember so Svechny comes out. And in his Russian accent, coach, he's like in character already. He's like,
Yeah.
coach, what's going on? So I'm Svechny. I give him one of those.
Yeah.
And he's like, all right, coach, what are we doing, coach? And then so I start
great.
So I start showing
You
him.
need a GoPro on for that.
I know,
Yeah.
I know.
yeah.
It was so good.
Uh-huh.
And I have a lot of like behind the scenes that I want to like cut up and like post.
Yeah.
Because like, yeah, it was pretty funny. So he comes out and I'm showing him like, all right, I want to do like a hair video. Like maybe like we're along the glass. We're using the glass as like a mirror and we're getting ready for the stadium. So I show him the video of like me doing my hair, AAA hockey
yeah.
gets ready.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, let's go do it. Like he was just it was such a good guy. Like
Right.
his energy was insane. Like you wouldn't know he's on a little bit of a slump in this. Like I wouldn't even know. Like his energy was so good.
Unreal.
So now I'm like, all right, now I'm in my element. I'm like, all right, we gotta film this video. So I'm like, okay, let's put the phone up against the glass. Let's both kind of look into it,
Mm-hmm.
and let's start combing our hair. So we're both kind of like, looking in, combing our hair, and then next thing you know, like I want to do like a scene where we're behind and we're both kind of side by side combing. And then he just turns to me and he starts doing my hair. So he starts combing my hair, and I'm like, this is perfect. Like, I didn't expect him to do that. Like,
Yeah.
we only have like 10 minutes to film this. Like, it's like he's got to go practice still.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he comes out, he starts combing my hair. I was like, so I'm like, I get the blow dryer, start pretend to like blow dry his hair. I got the hotel blow dryer going, like
Great.
it's not plugged in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, Svechny, like we gotta look good for the stadium series. Like we were having a little banter. Like he was in character the whole time. Like it was perfect. So that video couldn't have gone any better. And I was like, all right, that's
So
cool.
you say that's like the going into it, you were hoping to get something to do with that, and that was your.
No, it was a toe
biggest-
drag release video.
The toe drag release was
I
the
knew the
one?
toe drag release video was like the one like
Right.
everyone loves. Like, all right, I want the toe drag release video.
Okay.
So we filmed that one first, and then okay, so then we don't know where to film this other one because there's like the dogs filming their thing. Like all the guys are coming out. Burns. It was
High traffic area.
high traffic, and I'm like, I don't really, you know what I mean? I don't want to be screaming toe drag release around these NHL guys.
You should have.
Even
Maybe they
better.
all would have
No,
walked over.
So listen,
Yeah, yeah.
so listen.
They're like, "What is this? I want
No,
my
that's
turn."
what happened.
They
So
get in
that-
line?
So
Oh,
that-
really?
so that's
Yeah.
what happened. So we're over there doing our hair, and the next thing you know, all the guys on Carolina start, "On a boy, Stretch."
Yeah.
They're in the back, and so I started giving it to the boys. Hey, this is how you make a TikTok, boys. And they're loving it. They're like Chippy, like they knew who I
Yeah,
was.
they got media training.
So then we go. I'm like, okay, we got to go over here. Let's go away from the guys, but they're all watching us.
Yeah.
So I set up the cone, and Svetchy, I'm like, Svetchy, you're just gonna rip some toe drag releases here. So all the boys, like, we're just on the side, just laughing, right? And I'm like,
The mini stick balls too, right?
yeah, the mini stick balls. And then so we were on like this rubber thing, and then we're like, oh, like I can't. He's like, Svetchy's like, I can't shoot off this stuff. It's too sticky.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, well, let's just go on to the mat. Like, so we end up like just moving on to like the the actual like when it has like the Washington Carolina.
Yeah.
It was like a. I'm like, I don't think we were supposed to be on it. Like
No,
we were.
probably not. I think it's like a logo.
But like, yeah, it was like the logo thing, and it's like,
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, Svetchy, just move it out there. Like, you know, so the NHL guys are like, yeah, whatever, just do
Yeah.
it. Svetchy's doing it. I'm like, yeah, it's fine, it's
Yeah.
fine.
You're not doing it. Svetchy's doing
Svetchy's
it.
doing it. It's
Exactly.
fine. You know what I
Like,
mean?
I'm with him.
Yeah.
And so it's like, Svetchy, let's just shoot at this thing.
Right.
And so he starts just ripping these like toe drag releases, and I start just getting into character now.
Oh, it's great.
I
I'm
saw
just
your.
screaming like
it
toe
was so
drag
good.
release, and it was like,
Yeah.
and then so like we got the raw footage, and then now it's like, oh, the pressure to edit it. So now it's like I gotta like I want to edit this so it's like good, like, you know,
Yeah.
like the raw clips could be good, but now there's a pressure now to go home. I gotta get this posted by tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, we got the perfect clips, but now I don't want to mess up on the edit. Like, so I end up like editing like 2 different videos, sent it to them for approval.
Yeah.
I was like, which one do you like? End up posting one on TikTok different that was from on the Instagram one.
Right.
Because I liked one because he was talking at the beginning and it was like, do it for coach. I'll do it for coach.
Yeah.
And I was
Right.
like, that might do better on Instagram. Whereas like the one I edit for the other one might do better on TikTok or something like
Yeah,
that.
that's smart. Yeah.
So I was like, all right. But then, so that was perfect. And then next thing you know, all the Carolina guys, like they're coming out, Sebastian Aho, they're just like, they're all around. And I was like, I don't want to get in their way. And then next thing you know, they're Chippy. You know, they called Chippy
great.
over.
It's
They
great.
called Chippy over and they're like, oh, what's going on? Like,
Nice.
love it. And I'm like, yeah, I'm just loving it. Talking to the boys.
One of the boys. One of the
one
boys.
of the boys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm one of the
Yeah.
boys. How you guys doing? Like, excited for the game. Like,
Yeah.
end up just talking to Dylan Coughlin. He was a beauty. End up just chopping it up for him for like probably 25 minutes. Like, just talking about, like, he's a sick guy. I'd love to get on the pod. Like, just like super down to earth, super easy to talk to. Was just like very present. Like, he was just an awesome guy to talk to.
Nice.
Seth Jarvis there was too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he had scored a hattie the night before, so he was all
He's all
feeling it.
hyped up. Yeah.
So that was the Carolina. They came out first. They went back in, practiced, and now it's like the waiting game. So now we gotta wait for Washington to come in.
Right.
So Washington's like was my favorite team growing up. So like Washington starts rolling in. I see Oshie. I'm seeing Wilson. I'm seeing Backstrom.
Yeah.
I'm seeing Sonny Milano. It's like all the big I love Washington. That was my team. So we had to wait like probably like 2 hours, 2.5, like kind of waiting around. It started to rain, so we had to go underneath the tunnel. Next thing you know, boom, they come out, and now like the band's showing up. So now there's like, so at the beginning there was no one there.
Yeah.
Like Carolina was out to film the content. Now like everyone's there. The pyro guys are there doing the fire. The band, the dancers for all like the.
More eyes on you.
There's a ton of eyes now. You know what I mean? And now so the whole Washington comes out to do their little thing with Ripken the dog. Like there's like they're trying to do stuff for the European NHL channel. Like it was like there's a lot. There's like no space now to film anything.
Yeah.
So and I'm like, all right, who are we gonna get from Washington to film this like skit? And then it ended up being Dylan Strome,
Right.
which was super cool. So I'm like, what's going on, Strome? He's like, oh, like I think I've seen your videos. Like, and at that point there was no room to do the toe drag release video,
Yeah.
and it was like such a pressure thing to like just get it done, and like there's nowhere to film. So I'm like, all
Yeah.
right, let's just go set up over here. We'll look in the camera. We'll do a little. So like the energy wasn't as like the Svetch couldn't gone any better. The Svetch video couldn't gone any better.
I also love, I think, the modify, how you took it on that mat and the water was like spraying and
He was
stuff.
just ripping the look.
Yeah.
Like, he's just toe like Svetch is toe drag releasing these things, and they're bombs.
Yeah.
dude.
Oh, yeah.
You know what you should do just to get more life out of the content
Yeah.
is like a week from now, go and find somewhere that looks like the stadium stands or the walls, and then just be standing there and like be getting pegged with the shots. and
Yeah,
sketch, the mini
yeah.
stick
Green screen
ball.
it. Just green screen
That's
it.
what I
Or
do.
green
I
screen it,
literally
yeah.
had that idea that night. I'm like, damn it, I should have gone and like.
But you could just
yeah,
fake it,
I could definitely go do that.
Just green screen and then have your dad whip
just
mini
pepper-
stick balls at you.
Yeah.
Right? That's it.
Just
That's it.
Getting peppered. Attaboy.
Yeah, like Happy Gilmore style, like ugh.
Exactly.
That's it,
Boom.
Svetchy. Come on,
Rip
Svetchy.
them off my dome. Yeah, that's actually perfect.
But I love like the water was. It gave me such like a raw sort of like training montage feeling, like Rocky.
He was
You know, like rock,
ripping it, man. Like he was actually
yeah.
and you're
flexing that.
doing the 2-foot jump. Like
Yeah.
I
able to-
commented. I said, "Does it even count if Chippy's not jumping?"
Yeah, yeah. So I start jumping. The guys in the background are just dying laughing.
Yeah.
They're like, "What is this guy doing?"
well, that's the thing because you brought all of you.
I had to.
Right?
I was like, "This
you
is
were
the
there.
big
You
stage.
didn't
I
hold
can't
back.
not hold back here." Like
Exactly.
you know, like they brought me here to make this, you know, do these videos.
And that's why you're a star. You don't hold back, right?
No, you can't hold back. I'm
Did
like,
the adrenaline kick in and you were
oh,
kind of
it
flowing?
was adrenaline because it was like we got to
Yeah.
get this done. He's here finally, and it was just like we kicked into like, all right, we got to get this video done. Like this is what I do.
Yeah.
This is what I do every day. I make videos. Like this is what I do. So ended up
Love it.
it went so good, and
That's great.
So then so we Washington guys come out. I was more star studded by the Washington guys because you got Backstrom, you got Oshie, you got
yeah.
Wilson, Beauties. Like, yeah, they won the cup. Like it was just like cool. It was awesome.
Sweet.
And then we
Rated out of 10.
10 out of 10.
Oh yeah.
10 out of 10. I couldn't have gone. Like, I honestly couldn't have gone any better.
And-
Like
and-
What about the drive down?
drive down, that was crazy. We did 16 hours
I
straight.
guess it's a memory though.
Oh,
yeah, it was.
Road
a
trips
memory.
are awesome.
We're
Yeah.
doing stand up comedy. Like I had to get loose, and then but yeah, it was going back after we filmed the videos. Like we had to go out for like a kind of like a NHL dinner at like 8,
Yeah.
and I was getting back at 6. We had like I hadn't had food all day. I hadn't had
Oh,
anything
yeah.
to eat, so we filmed, and then it was like I got to edit this video and get it up before
Right.
this dinner. Like 'cause I want to go to the dinner with everyone,
Yep.
Yeah.
and it was like now the pressure was on. Like all right, like I got to edit this thing, and it was like
And at this point, you're probably gassed. Like,
I'm
Oh,
gassed.
mentally
There's a ton
exhausted.
of like
Mentally
raw
and
footage because we
physically.
just had to film everything. Like
It's
Yeah.
overwhelming.
it was overwhelming. I'm like, oh, like I'm starving.
because yeah, you don't want to tell your dad record what you think is good. You want to tell him to record as much
I
as
was
you
like,
can.
Dad, just record everything.
Yeah,
like,
because you don't want to miss it.
you don't want to miss it. And it was
Yeah.
like, so now we got all this footage to go through, and it was like, I got to chop this up to a 20-second video, and like, what's the best footage? Like, I want to get footage of him
Probably
speaking.
a good thing that Jeremy gave you that other phone, or you would have ran out of space.
Oh, I would have ran out of space. Yeah, like it was like, and then so
Never would have made it without me. Yeah.
no, absolutely,
there, eh? Yeah.
absolutely not,
Yep.
absolutely not. So,
Jeremy practically voluntold Chippy to go to this
Yeah,
thing.
exactly. Yeah.
exactly. So yeah, so Chippy gets his debut, and I knew it was gonna get posted on the NHL
Oh yeah.
Instagram. So I'm like, this has got to be like,
And it went well.
I want to edit this really good, like,
Yeah.
and so that's where it kind of got, like, yeah, that's what a lot of people don't understand. It's like when I'm making these TikToks, a lot of it has to do with like the editing. Like I've gotten really good at editing like skits and like how to like switch the scenes, how to like.
Mhm.
You taught me the J cut, so I've been you do a little J cut, make it smooth.
Yeah, I noticed you were using that.
Yeah, so the J cut's like, yeah,
It makes it more conversational.
yeah, way more conversational. So that got posted, and then the next day, the toe drag, I was like, okay, we'll do the hair video first. That video went crazy. People were just loving it, and then
Keep going.
we moved to the next day. I was gonna post the toe drag release video, and I was like stoked to post that because like I thought that was hilarious.
Well, it's a good 1-2 punch. You get the hair one, and it's so funny. Like to me that you found, and I guess that's part of content creation is like you found something that just goes. Like I would have never been sitting and be like, I should comb my hair, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you found that little niche where it's just like this quirky thing, and well, obviously, if I did it or someone else did it, it wouldn't have gone as well as when you do it because like you got the faces, like you're really
Yeah.
you're really crafting that little spot there, and it became like you doing with an NHL player.
Was-
It's just such a funny thing, like that little thread in the hockey culture.
Yeah, well, because
Made it
those
there.
videos, those are kind of like I became known for those AAA hair videos where they were going like really kind of viral.
Oh, yeah,
And it was
no,
like,
they are.
oh, like that's like okay, I got to do one of these with the NHL.
You do all your
hilarious.
best skits with the
Yeah.
big names, and then it just hits harder, right?
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
like everyone was like, "Oh, did you teach him how to toe drag release like on the Friday? Did
Of
you?"
course.
And I was like, "Just wait for tomorrow."
Yep.
And
Yeah.
then we post that video.
Yeah.
And then we end up posting the one with Strom. It did pretty good, but I think the Svetchy, like the dynamic between me and Svetch, like
good.
Chippy and Svetch could be like an entire series. Like
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
just, like I could do like Svetch and Chippy watching the game, like just the banter. Like it was just, I'll do it for coach. You do it for coach. And it was like he was acting, bro. It was like it was unreal. Like he was
That's
such a
sick.
such a good guy.
What a beauty.
And
Fuck daddy.
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Like just his energy. Oh, that
Keep making the skits, and then he'll want to come on the podcast.
exactly. And it was
Yeah, you got to make him a character.
Yeah.
it was cool because like, and that's what some of the guys on the Carolina were saying is like, I think it's super dope that you're doing this with the players because there's so many players that are beauties, but like their personalities can't really get.
They don't
shown.
get the only
Yeah, yeah.
chance they get to go on camera is when they're getting asked about trade deadlines and contracts. and,
exactly.
like, what do you think about the fact your team let in 3 goals this period or something, right? Like it's very hard to introduce personality into those types of interviews.
And that's what they were saying. He's like, oh, like, yeah, like there's so many beauties on this team that like would be so good to like do content and stuff like that. And I was like, that's interesting to know. And I think the NHL is starting to like veer into wanting to like promote the players, and like I think there's a really cool opportunity for like influencers and players to work together, and like
there is.
Yeah, because a lot
underexplored,
especially as more and more of the younger generation gets into the NHL.
Yeah, they're building
They
up their
grew up
personal
on that
brands.
stuff, right? So it'll become more of a. If the players want to do it, then the NHL is just going to be like, yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah.
The players will be more open to it for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
As the league gets younger and younger, or younger generations come up, I should say, then that'll happen.
Like I would love to do one with like Jack Hughes or like
Yeah.
Cole Caulfield, like the video. So I was like, let's go.
Cole is a character.
I love that guy. Like I just love to do content with him. Like
There was that video where I guess they did like a TikTok or something when they're in playing for like the U.S. Junior team,
Yeah.
and it's just like some random like, "Hi, I'm Cole," and then, like there's weird transition.
Oh, I
he
remember
just
that.
smiles, dude. He's just laughing, smiling all the time.
And they're just in like their dress, or not in the dressing room, in like their hotel room,
Yeah.
just being awkward and funny and like that's the generation
Zegras
coming
was
up.
there too.
Yeah, Zegras
yeah,
was
like
there.
doing
Cole
content with
Caulfield,
Zegras would be Joe. Like, there's a lot of players that like would be perfect for like a collaboration with an influencer. That like there could be really good content. It's great for the NHL, great exposure, great marketing.
You
Like,
almost got to catch them in the off season though, eh?
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
When they're not so busy, yeah.
Or they're trying to win Stanley Cups.
or an event like the Stadium Series where it's like
It's pre-planned,
it's
they
like
know.
outdoor. It's like it's a regular season game, but like it's still a little bit
Yeah.
like
All-Star game is fun.
All-Star game, like
Get them to the All-Star game, eh?
100%.
Yeah. Anyway,
Goody.
that sounds like it was definitely worth the 17-hour drive for you, Chippy.
Crushed
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good job, fist bumps.
and then it was the game on Saturday. It was like 57,000.
Wow.
So I'm in the crowd with 57,000 hockey fans. So I'm walking around like
They put the
Noticed
jumbotron
everywhere?
on you.
yeah.
Oh no! Oh no!
No, okay though. This is the big story. This is a story I haven't shared. So at the end, like after the first period of the game, is it James Owen who played in the intermission? The country artist.
I'm not too sure. I didn't watch the game.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't watch it.
Owen. It was a country music guy.
I was busy. I was at the Marlies and Leafs game.
We'll say a country music. star.
James Owen, like a big star. Like I don't know, big star. I'm not a country guy.
Yeah.
And I did a skit. It was funny because I did a skit. I was like, no country music on this trip, Betsy. Classic rock only. So it's funny.
Right.
Because this is where it gets funny, because they're like, with 5 minutes left, come out to the section 118. We got a surprise for you, for like the creators.
Yeah.
So like I go out, I end up walking with all the creators, and we were gonna get like outside. We were gonna be like front row to the concert. Like that's kind of what we were gonna do.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So then, but then they called. They're like, Coach Chippy, James Owen. I don't think I'm getting the name right.
It's hilarious.
He wants you on stage
No way.
in front of 60,000. He goes, we're gonna get. So it's like the TV crew is like, we got 30 seconds. Like we need you. They start throwing like a Hawaiian shirt on me. They're like, you're gonna be the bartender. And they didn't tell me this. So they're like, yeah, we need. Like he said, Coach Chip. They want. James Owen said he wants Coach Chippy on the stage.
Oh my
So I'm
gosh.
like, what are you talking about? So I start running up, and I'm like, holy crap! And then so I get there. There's like a bar. There's like a bartender. The one guy was there doing the bartending. Should have been me, but they're like, oh, we don't need you anymore. And I was like, no. I was like, no. Like let me get on here.
Yeah.
And then they're like, okay, go stand behind the dog, Ripken the dog.
Right.
This is like the dog was on the chair, and then it was like, oh, like go beside him. But then the two owners were like, oh no, like we don't want you, like.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, but then I was like, no, I'm gonna go behind the dog. I was like, I'll go. So I stood there with the owners behind the dog. So that there's a scene. I don't know. I probably was on TV, but I was on the stage, like right on the stage with this. And, like, it was crazy.
Was it Jake Owen?
It's
you're
Jake
talking
Owen.
about?
Yeah, Jake Owen.
My bad.
I was trying to think.
James
while you were
Owen,
talking, I was
Jake
like,
Owen.
I don't know a James Owen country.
So
but
I don't
know
know
Jake
any of
Owen.
it. So that's what I'm thinking. I'm gonna be on stage. I'm like,
I saw Jake.
I don't
Owen.
even know this guy. I don't know any songs. I'm not a country fan.
You-
They want Coach Chippy on stage though, and I'm gonna go deliver some moves.
yeah.
60,000. It was 60,000.
They should have had you up there because you would have had so many people filming and then
Oh
like
my
tagging you and be like, oh my
goodness,
gosh, is that
dude.
Coach Chippy?
I don't even know what I was gonna do. I was like, I'm gonna go out there and vibe. Like I'm gonna be on stage. What are you talking about?
I was at NHL Legends game, so it's like all the retired NHL guys, right? And it was at Scotiabank Arena, and I was just out during a halftime thing. So half the people are getting like snacks, going to the bathroom, whatever. There's only a few thousand people still in the stands, and I was just like messing around with Zach Bell out there. They had like some halftime game that they were doing, or halftime, whatever, intermission, game.
Yeah.
Intermission game, intermission game, and even then, I had like 50 people sending me, "Oh, Coach Jeremy, is that you?" Like, so if you were in front of 60,000,
Yeah.
right, with you definitely would have gotten
Did Jake Owen have the pops up on the stage when I saw him at Boots and Hearts?
Well,
he
he had
had like a whole
they had like the
whole
bar,
trip.
like he
Yeah.
had like there was like
That's
a stage.
like a thing that he does. He has like
Yeah,
a bar thing or whatever, and then he'll go out and he'll hand out stuff to the audience.
I don't think
But-
I don't think he had like it on stage because it's on TV. I don't know if he was
Yeah.
able to do that.
Yeah, probably not.
But yeah, then PK Subban was there on the Friday too. So I saw PK. I gave PK, "What's going on, PK?"
Oh, nice.
And then Ray Ferraro. So my dad. So I'm
Oh.
with my dad, and he sees Ray, and he starts kind of like we're supposed to just like be in our spot.
Yeah.
And then my dad has to go strangle over to
Boss
Ray,
dad, yeah.
and he just starts chatting up Ray. And we start talking Leafs, we start talking the trade, we start talking about Kane.
Yeah.
And then I go over and I'm like, I guess I got to go talk to Ray for a little bit.
Yeah.
Ray just loves to talk. He's a beauty.
Yeah.
Of course. That's his
So
job, eh?
Ray's talking to us. And then Pacioretty comes out on crutches. So Ray's like, "Oh, I got to go talk to Patches for a second." And then so he starts talking to Pacioretty. So I guess that's how he gets like what he talks about in the game. He's like, "Oh, I talked to Pacioretty before the game." Like he has to actually talk to players. And
Oh
like,
yeah, him and Elliot Friedman, like they're just on. Like I remember sitting behind Friedman at like some NHL practice, and he's just on the phone. He's just getting scoops. He's just his whole job is to network and find something to break. Or
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
exactly.
He's just
So-
trying to get info.
So Ray's out there talking to Pacioretty or kind of watching Ray just do his thing. Like it was,
It's great.
yeah, Ray's like he's like, "The evolution of the hockey stick is a video you got to do." And I was like, "Yeah, that's a sick idea." So I was
Yeah,
like
that's cool.
thinking of like, that's a sick idea. And yeah, I talked to Ray. Subban was there. It was cool. It was
Nice.
definitely an experience. And then, yeah, I went back to my sit at the table. I had people coming up. I had some Coach Chippy fans coming up
course, yeah.
mid game. I was doing some pictures.
Nice.
Someone stole my Style and Flow hat.
No,
I took it off like
Yeah.
because they were throwing like this shirt on me to go on stage. It was such a rush. It was like, "You got 30 seconds." So I saw someone stole my hat,
wow.
and then I
that's
couldn't do
rough.
anything because I was going on stage.
Yeah.
And then I got someone tossed me like an NHL Stadium series hat, and I was like,
Sweet,
"All right, whatever." And then yeah, that was that. It was kind of a crazy like 3 days at that.
Beauty. Love to see it. Well deserved. You earned it, and I think there's a lot more coming.
Hell yeah, I'd love to
for
just
sure.
Hold on, we got playoffs. We got the NHL awards.
Yeah.
The draft. Right. We should get you at the draft. Hey.
yeah.
I was talking to Neil from the NHL there. He mentioned you might be able to get me out there, and I think we could get the whole Puck Daddy trio.
That
I
would be
think we should,
sick. Like
bring the
yeah.
squad.
I think it's cool to like have that collaboration with influencers and the players because like the players are watching.
Oh yeah.
We watch the players. Like it's a very natural
For
next
sure.
step for promotion of the league for sure.
We need a shtick for Haden, eh? We need you could do the awkward interviews or something.
Yeah.
You know, like,
I would be good at that.
So
just come up like with the weird questions, and then you
Yeah.
just stare at the players or something, right?
Yeah, I can just be the guy that stands in the background and tapes my stick
Oh,
and stares weirdly.
you could be like you could be the character.
Yeah.
yeah, so that was fun.
Beauty. Yeah. Let's talk about the trade deadline.
Oh yeah, there's
going
a
there, 'cause
lot to talk.
We're gonna keep this one a quick pod.
Well, before we get too far into it, I'd like to say that I all but predicted that the Leafs were going to get Ryan O'Reilly.
Oh yeah, like Hayden's an insider at this point. He's
Yeah, like go talk to Elliot for a job.
I did say, I was like, if I were the Leafs, I would get him because he's a playoff performer, and I would throw my first round draft pick at him. Don't care about picks, but I
No.
wouldn't get rid of Matthew Nyes.
Well-
And look what happened.
Let me just say,
it's an absolute gold pick.
after Coach Chippy's performance on the ice in Carolina, sniping on David Ayers,
Oh, under
right?
the bar. Yeah,
You
pull
know,
trigger release.
you know the Canes saw that. You know the Capitals scouting staff was
yeah,
watching.
like
Yeah.
So you pretty much got yourself a job.
as a left wing sniper in the league.
Yeah.
Off
Like,
wing sniper.
I'm worried about the old paint cans because we need you there on the
yeah,
ice. But
so-
Might have to increase his contract.
yeah,
yeah,
I mean, I
boys,
don't
I
know if I
better-
can compete.
I better be getting some big minutes if I'm coming out. like-
All right, and then after Hayden's prediction there with the, he just knew. He knew.
Just
So
an
I think
insider, man.
you might be going to the Leafs.
Elliot Friedman, what are you talking
Exactly. You might be going. You could be going to Leafs upper management. I'm going to be stuck here doing the pod all by myself. I mean, I need to step up.
Yeah, we're gonna big dog you, Jerry. Sorry, bud.
Yeah, that's all right. I'll just keep on going. I'm in a marathon. You know, I'm running a marathon.
It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Yep.
But yeah, anyway, what did you guys think of the Leafs trade? And then we'll get into the rest of the deadline briefly as well.
Leafs trade, amazing. Like they did exactly what they needed to do. The tomfoolery that Dubas does with these trades where like, oh, hey, yeah, we're going to trade Ryan O'Reilly to the Minnesota first so that they can retain some of his salary, and then we'll get him. Like, he's just rinsing the players as they come through because they're only doing, what, 25% salary?
Yeah, well, so I think the Blues retained 50.
Yep.
And then Minnesota retained 25 for
Yeah.
that 4th pick in 2025.
Yeah.
And then the Leafs are paying 25% of
It's
his
just
salary.
so smart. Like
But
that,
it's only a rental right now. Like,
Yeah, it
But
is.
what I said on the pod, I think I said, or if not, it was after the pod. I said that I do think that if Ryan O'Reilly works out this season, I could see them signing or him wanting to sign for like 3-4 mil
team friendly.
because he's from Scarborough, right?
Yeah,
So,
he's a local guy. He wants to be around the family and stuff like that. I sat next to his dad on a flight to Vegas. I was going to the NHL, the awards, the NHL awards.
oh right.
Yeah, and yeah, I just sat down next to a guy, and he was like writing stuff in a book, like journaling, right? And I kind of peek over, and I'm into that type of stuff. And I was like, oh, what you scribbling down there? And he just started talking, and I was into it. And he's like, well, I'm actually coming down to see my son. He won an award. And I was like, oh, yeah, who's your son? He's like, oh, Ryan O'Reilly. I think he won like the Hart or something.
Ryan O'Reilly. How old is he?
He was the playoff MVP or something. I'm not too sure. But yeah, so we just talked for the whole plane. Like, his dad's an absolute beauty, loves the game. He's huge into like the mental side of the game. But yeah, I think it would be great to have him stay on, league friendly, team friendly,
100%.
deal. And I think he would like that as well.
And I think a big part of the deal that, I mean, obviously people know that Noel Achari got traded as well.
Yeah, and he's a solid player.
He's a
But
big-
so what I was saying with O'Reilly is that it pushes down the Leafs lineup so that the bottom half can be better.
Yeah.
But by adding Achari, it also boosts like that 4th line, gives them a
Grit.
bit.
Oh,
Like against Chicago on Sunday, they were probably the best looking line.
They
I
played
love
really well.
love to hear that.
Yeah,
I
but
didn't get to watch.
I got to see Ryan O'Reilly's first game as a Leaf on Saturday.
He got an apple, right?
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
he got an apple.
Early. He got it
And,
early. And his first shot on goal, like the first shot on goal.
Yeah, it was a good start, and everyone was cheering. It was a great experience to be there. That was fun. But one thing I noticed is him starting at center, and Tavares moving to the wing. That solves their, like, if they can between those two one of them play left wing, that solves their winger problem. And also on the power play or even just 5-on-5, I was watching, like, because when you're watching on the broadcast, they'll highlight who has the puck, right? And Marner's got like the puck on the point, moving it with like Riley and was it Justin Hall? I don't know. Like, he's moving the puck around with the defense. And then Tavares and Ryan O'Reilly are just mucking things in front of the net, and it's just pure chaos.
Oh, that's unbelievable.
And like in the playoffs,
Oh,
I
it's
could-
gonna be
you
huge.
need
like
that.
in the playoffs, I predict like Ryan O'Reilly's going to score like probably more than Nylander even does.
So is he top 2 lines then? Is Ryan O'Reilly not going to be 3rd line center?
No, he's
No,
top two.
he'll be top 2. I mean, I think the Leafs are going to play around with the lines, like, because they got him like a week or two early before the deadline, so they have time to play around. And I think they'll try him on the 3rd line. They'll try him on wing. Maybe they'll try shifting like even the top 6 around. They're going to figure out. But I think the look they did on Saturday,
Who was he playing with? I didn't
he
watch.
played with Tavares and
He was
Marner.
first line, was he?
No.
No?
Well, they started him.
They started him. Yeah,
They started him because it's like, new
Yeah,
transfer.
It's great,
yeah.
and that's a good move.
Yeah.
Like, as a coach, like, put him out there, right?
He's a player's
Well, the
coach.
reasoning
He's a
too
player's
was
coach.
the reasoning too was Keefe said that he kept Ryan O'Reilly and Noel Charlie at center because that's their comfortable positions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it makes sense to play
new
them there
team,
first. And
yeah.
like I do think that that's probably the best for the Leafs because he won like O'Reilly won like
Oh, he
10
nailed
of
it.
12 faceoffs.
He's nuts.
And one thing I noticed too is you'd think okay, he's getting a bit older, he's a little bit slower.
How old is
He's
I think he's like 30.
32, I think.
Is he 32?
he? Okay, so he is old.
But he's like always in the
37,
right
Chip, relax.
always in the right
super
spot.
old. Freaking grandpa, Jer.
Okay? Like he's just always in the right spot at the right time. Like he gets more breakaways than I think any guy his speed.
Yeah,
gets.
what is O'Reilly like known for? Like I know he's unreal. I know he's like cup bound. He's won cups. Like what is he good at?
Grit. Like, he's a gritty player, but
Playoff
hard-
performer.
Yeah, playoff performer and hard to play against. Like, he turns it up.
Is he a point guy though? Like is
Yeah,
he like he
he's
puts
in
up
the
points in the
playoffs,
league?
yeah.
Yeah.
In the
like
playoffs,
the puck if the puck gets to him around the net or like wide on the wing, like he has a good shot, and he's good at getting into passing lanes.
Yeah, he's a
Like,
worker.
okay.
He works.
You'd think that since he's not like McDavid level speed, he's not going to get breakaways. I saw in the Chicago game.
Yeah, what
This is
happened
his
in that
sec-
Chicago game? How did we lose to Chicago?
Well, it was
Leafs.
just the Leafs.
It's because the Leafs
They're-
are like top 3 and Chicago is
No,
bottom 3,
they-
and that's just what they do.
They went hard against Montreal, and then they had to travel to Chicago. It's just like
Okay,
a
it was on the
back-to-back.
road, yeah.
Patrick
And
Kane
then Kane just decides to light us up, and he's
Yeah.
like,
Well,
I kind of
Kane-
wish we got
Kane
Kane.
has a bit of a chip on his shoulder because everyone's saying like
He was
I
going to go
never-
to Toronto.
yeah. Well, he's like no one's like I never said I was going to Toronto,
Yeah,
right?
that's
like
silly.
He's probably pissed.
yeah.
He probably wanted to
He's
go to
being
Toronto.
weird. Hey, he's being weird. Just like come out and say, pick a few teams. But like he's like, oh, I wanted to go to New York after they made like a deal for Tarasenko. Why didn't you just like come out? And
I think he's just kind of salty because he still feels like he should be the top dog out there.
Yeah.
And honestly,
You
I
want-
said that if Kane comes to a team like the Leafs or the Rangers, like he'll elevate his game. He'll be that much better.
yeah. Well,
like
he's
he
playing
wants
with Pappy
everyone
and
to
playing
want
with
him.
Matthews. Yeah, like
Yeah. But anyway, that was just a couple of things I noticed from watching the game live. Like Ryan, like I'm really excited to see what O'Reilly has to offer in the playoffs, especially.
I think it's gonna be exactly what the Leafs need because they get soft. They're kind of like, you know what I mean?
yeah. Oh,
They
get
buddy,
soft in the
what do you mean? I know what you
They're
mean.
going against Boston. They just let everyone just gets pushed around, and they
Every
don't-
Leafs fan knows what you mean.
Exactly, right? So they need a guy like O'Reilly to show them, like, this is how you play playoff hockey. He's going to be a leader by example. He's going to play, and that will elevate every other player to be more like him and be like, oh, this is how you win games in the playoffs. Like, they need someone, and he did it. Like, for St. Louis, he took him. He took him deep.
What are we thinking about our defense core, though? Is Muzzin out for the rest of the year?
Oh yeah, he's out. He's missed too much. Even if he was better in time, he wouldn't be able to play.
Is he like, what happened to him?
He's on LTIR. He's got, I think, a knee thing or something. I can't remember.
That's a big loss.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they've basically filled his role by committee.
Yes.
The rest of the
yeah,
team
like
has done their job.
Liljegren stepped up.
Yeah.
I don't like Sandin seems in over his head in the playoffs. Like I feel like he's just gonna get hammered. I like Sandin. I'm a shorter player, but like it just seems that he
I think honestly,
he gets manhandled. Like
I think he's a
great skater.
He started out, and that was kind of the story, but he actually holds his own. Like he throws his weight around.
but in the playoffs, I just don't know. Like
Yeah.
they're gonna pick on that guy. They're gonna throw it in his corner, and he's not the fastest skater. He's great edge work. I actually love his game. Like I don't think he's a bad player. I just think
yeah,
in a playoff series, if you're picking on a guy,
it is questionable.
throw it in that guy's corner and go in and hammer him. So
Yeah.
we'll see because
He's pretty good at moving the puck quick. I think he's a lot better now than he was even last year. And
Oh,
same
for
with
sure. I
same
think
with Liljegren.
he's just not big. He's just like
Yeah.
he's what, he 5'9",
Something like
5'10",
that.
like
I'm not
super
sure.
small. So
Yeah.
we'll see as a defenseman in the playoffs if that's gonna work out. But
We'll get all these stats.
did
pretty soon.
Riley score?
He hasn't got one yet. Akari did. Ryan O'Reilly hasn't gotten his first yet.
No, did like Morg score the other night?
Morgan.
Did Morgan Riley score the other night?
No.
Okay, it'd be nice to get him going. Nice to get him going with some goals. but-
Yeah, it'll come in good time with him. For like Morgan, I don't really care if he's scoring. I just want to see that he's developing plays. In Chicago, he threw a bank pass off the end boards for Marner, and Marner had a sick goal off of it.
Nice.
Did he?
So that was a good play, and that all started for Morgan Riley.
Oh yeah, that was a great one.
And it's funny because he did it and then got off the ice.
Yeah.
So, but then the other defenseman switched back with him. But if they didn't, he would have got the assist, but not the plus.
That's hilarious. Yeah.
And I think that happens a lot with Riley because he'll make a great pass and then line change.
Yeah.
So I wonder if that affects his plus minus.
Hilarious.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny. Who's leading defenseman scorer on the Leafs?
Oh, the
They're all
Leafs.
pretty low.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
We
don't
don't
get.
really have a guy that like is consistently put him in.
Yeah.
That I kind of pick someone.
Like I wouldn't be surprised if it's like
Liljegren?
Liljegren.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think that could be it.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Like with like 4 goals or something.
Yeah.
To answer your previous questions, Sandin is 5'11",
How many points has he got?
and O'Reilly is 32 years old, and he's got Sandin has 16 points in 51 games. And if we just click through here, let's see. The top D is it says Morgan Riley.
Yeah. Well, he's got a lot of assists.
Yeah, 28 points in 42 games.
Yeah.
I didn't think he'd be up there because I figured he was injured.
Well, he's injured for a bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's still the
What's
top guy.
Liljegren got?
And then Sandin with 20 and 51.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Liljegren.
Liljegren.
With
Liljegren?
I have to pronounce every letter, all right? Actually, Pontus Holmberg has more, 13 or is equal 13.
He's not
points.
a defenseman though.
Oh yeah, sorry about that. 13 points in.
Yeah, I saw him play for the Marlies. He was good.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yep.
we're doing a shorter pod today. Jeremy's got to take Mason to hockey.
Oh yeah, got to get those big wins.
Yeah.
For, dominoes.
How long do you have? What?
I should pretty much leave right now because I'm coaching.
All right, see ya.
Well, I like to get the game a little early, fire the kids up, get the whiteboard prepared, make sure I don't
Your
forget
players
my
coach.
pucks. Yeah, it's like
Hey, you're a players coach.
Yeah. Oh, Chippy's got the merch
Players
on.
coach, man.
something that I saw a few times in the Leafs. They had O'Reilly and Bunting on a line together.
Oh,
Like
interesting.
short matchups.
In
I thi-
Chicago?
I think it was I don't know. I think it was their second line power play.
Oh yeah.
I like bunts.
But Bunting and O'Reilly are hard players to play against.
They are
You get,
nightmares.
the grit and the strength of O'Reilly.
That's a
and
playoff line.
That's what I'm saying.
Or
right?
playoff duo. I guess.
I'm excited.
I think like if you have Bunting just causing problems in front of the net and O'Reilly like coming in as support, pushing guys around,
Yeah.
like that could be an interesting and aggressive line. What's up, Mason? Mason just walked in. We want to
Mace
get you
got
on
a big
pod,
game
eh?
tonight, eh, Mace?
Hey, Mason, you want to do a podcast?
Got a
a
game tonight,
skeleton
Mace? You gonna
outfit
score?
Here, hop in. Yeah, come in over
Come
here.
on, Mace.
Hop in the microphone.
Come on, come talk.
Come talk in mine.
Come
All
talk.
right, here we go. We're gonna Mason on the pod. Special
We
guest.
got an interview
star.
before his game.
Here, on, take Hayden's. Oh,
Hi,
put in
Mace,
the headphones too.
Mace, how many goals you scoring tonight?
Hey, how many goals you scoring?
400.
That's
I
a lot
like
of
that.
goals.
Yeah, we got a
love
big game,
that.
right? Dominoes. We got to. What are you gonna do to get those 400 goals? What's your strategy?
Backhand toss.
Oh, beautiful.
Backhanders. Hey, 400 backhanders. I love it.
Crosby.
Would you want to ask me there? And
Do you know where that tiny little box where my chain is?
oh, you're looking for your jewelry.
Ooh. Hey, style and
It's gotta
flow before
look
the
good.
game. Hey, you
Looking
gotta
for
look
his
good. That's what I
chain.
like to hear.
I'll
Doesn't
help
even
you-
matter how you play on the
I'm
ice.
about to hop off the podcast. I'll help you look for it. Sound good? All right. Any tips for younger players trying to come up in the game? We got a couple kids wanting to play some house league. What would you say to them?
I don't know.
Yeah, no advice for the younger players.
Backhand.
Yeah, lots of
Beautiful.
work on the
Work on that
back end. That's
backhand.
smart.
That's a
All
great
right, thanks for
advice.
joining us on the pod, hey, Mason.
What a legend.
You smell like peanut butter. PB&J sandwiches
This
pre-game.
GoPro is overheating like nonstop.
Yeah, it's nuts. All right, let's wrap it up. We'll end it there. I got to go get Mason ready for hockey. And
Let's go, baby. Have a great
Beauty.
rest of your day, guys. Thank you for tuning in.
thanks for joining us. And
we
tune in
appreciate
next week. We got Connor Carrick on the pod.
Yeah, let's go.
Gonna change the world
with
my hockey stick.
gonna
Make a real difference.
feed the poor
For a heel. Have a great day, everybody.